And there he is! It's morphing time with arguably everybody's favorite. I say arguably, so don't get mad at me when you're saying, "Aw, F this guy." Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today I'm going to have a look at the SH Figuarts DragonRanger, or also known as the Green Ranger in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This is the Japanese box, so it's from Super Sentai Q Ranger, Zero Ranger actually, sorry, messed that up. Koryu Sentai Zero Ranger, there it is. Dragon Ranger. You got the box over here, it's green with gold, of course. What else would it be? You have, once again, we have the American Japanese exclusives, which is just like, that's a weird sentence, but that's a weird thing. So, let's have a look at the Green Ranger. First of all, size, just like everybody else, he stands at 14.5 centimeters, which means he's a little shy of 6 inches. I mean, with the detail going on this one, I already had the Armored Black Ranger, so obviously this is just the same parts on it with the shield and everything. We got nice dragon helmet going on, which really reminds me of the Tyrannosaurus, because I just had that in there. Really, I never really noticed how close they were to each other. But anyway, it's nicely done. You have the golden metallic paint job on the shield, the armbands, and of course the golden morpher with the... This is arguably the best Zord coin I've seen so far. The most detailed one they did. And of course you have the flute in there, but we'll have a closer look at that once we get to the articulations. And the rest of the body is basically the same. Did I say articulations? We're gonna have a look at the flute when we're gonna get to the accessories. Jesus! Articulation, it's the same thing, guys. So the hand moves around, it doesn't have the greatest motion on itself, but the neck articulation is pretty good. It's a little bit more limited because of the shield, especially when you want to go back. It goes down nicely and it wriggles around. You have the shoulder moves out as much as the shield lets it, and you can bring it forward, you can bring it back, and you can rotate it at the hinge up there, and it's all covered by this floating piece. You have a double hinge elbow, you have a hand on a ball joint, on a cut ball joint, so it rotates around and gets back and forth. You have torso articulation at the chest and down there, so using both of them bends them nicely back. You have the floaty belt piece, and as you can see over there, you have a ball in the torso and one in the crotch area with a nice peg in between, so you can wriggle that around, and also at the top. Then we get to the legs, you pull them out, it goes forward, it goes back, goes out to the side, all the way, and also it swivels around at this piece over here, and then you tuck them back in for less articulation, but it looks better. You have a double hinged knee, doesn't look great. You have the feet, which on an ankle rocker go side to side, back and forth, and you have a toe hinge. Of course, you gotta have your Dragon Dagger. What would you be without your Dragon Dagger? You couldn't even call up your only DRAGONZORD. You gotta play the flute. And of course, like all the other ones, I'm not surprised. It's just like, it's nicely detailed, it's nicely painted. I'm especially impressed with how well they did the buttons over here. And you got the dragon coin in there once more, and all the nice gray and gold metallic with a slick black. Actually, I think the black is also metallic. It's also very shiny, and there's some particles in there. That's fine. And you got even some green in there. That is so small I can't even see it with my bare eyes, only because I'm zoomed in with the camera so much. And then you have the big sword of evil. You have the red gem in there, which is, I think it's completely see-through. Yeah, it is. Look at that. That looks very nice. And metallic paint job. On the gray you got the very, very tiny golden kinks in there, or bolts, or whatever that is. And the black. And yeah, wow. We also have the American belt piece once again with the stars and stripes, and this time you have the dragon coin in there, and same goes for the collar, just like with the Red Ranger. And that's probably because they were also going to release this one. They were going to release red and green and leave all the other ones out, but then because of Power Rangers popularity, they were like, oh, let's do those again. I said that theory in the last video, so if you want the full scoop, go back and watch it. But we have some more hands to check. So you got like a more open hand, you have fist hand over here. You have two more posing hands. This is mostly for holding the flute and, you know, playing the flute with this one and just kind of holding it, or holding like the dragon dagger. And then you have two more holding hands. As you can tell, this one is angled, just angled differently, but it's basically the same thing. I think they both hold the dragon dagger and they both hold the sword. And I mean, here's the hands I have already on the figure, the fist, and the other posing hand, which it's shaped weirdly. Can this hold? No, it can't. Well, I mean, no. And finally, no, I did not splice in the wrong video file. I just thought about it and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna make another review of another armored version of another Power Ranger, because I already had the Armor Black Ranger, I had the Green Ranger right now, which I'll still get to the final thoughts. But anyway, I'm just gonna have a little intermission and show you the Armored Red Ranger, just because he's exactly the same. You get the Dragon Dagger, you get your Power Sword, your Tyrannosaur. Of course, he has a Tyrannosaur's head. We've already seen that in the Red Ranger review, and he has the same exact shield. He has a golden Morphin though with the Tyrannosaurus in it. He has holsters for both the Dragon Dagger and his Dino Blaster. I'm sorry for shaking my camera. And as far as the hands go, and that's the only other thing he comes with, you have a combination of both. You have the posing hands that we had with the Red Ranger. You have the hands to hold the flute and to play the flute. And we have fist hands and grab hands. I don't know why I have them mixed up here, but there's the two grab hands, there's two fist hands, and we have the other two grab hands on the figure itself with the sword and everything. And yeah, it's the same. It's the Red Ranger plus this guy. And let's finish the review with this guy. Now, final thoughts, what do I think about this figure? This is definitely a step above all the other ones, except red. Because you have like all these extra items of red, and you have all these extra items. With the Green Ranger, there's really nothing more you can ask for. You have opposing hands for the flute, and you have the flute itself, and you have the evil sword, which wasn't even used much. And there's nothing else you could really add. He never had a blaster or the blaster add-on, so there's no room for that. So I do recommend this guy. I said in the Red Ranger review, if you only want to get one, get the Red Ranger. But if you want a little bit more special one, get the Green Ranger. I think these both pretty much tie as far as the entire line goes. So there you go. As usual, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, feel free to hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, gameplay stuff, and whatever the evil Green Ranger wants.